Welcome to a Beast Game podcast. Today we are looking at Split. It's written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan. He's directed classics like Sixth Sense and terrible movies like After Earth. It stars James McAvoy as Dennis, Anya Taylor-Joy as Casey, Jessica Sula as Marcia, and Haley Lou Richardson as Claire. McAvoy has been in Wanted and X-Men First Class series. Taylor-Joy was in The Witch and Morgan. Sula and Richardson are mostly known for TV credits. Synopsis: 3 girls are kidnapped by a man with a diagnosed 23 distinct personalities. It starts off with the character Claire's birthday party. Casey, one kid who no one likes, is stranded. Claire's dad feels bad for her and offers to take her home. The dad, Claire, Marcia, who is Claire's friend, and Casey head for the car. While all the lead characters are in the car, the dad's attacked by Dennis. All right, well, guys, I want to get your general thoughts on this movie. And since Keith, you're the last person to see this movie, I'd like for you to go ahead and give your general thoughts on it.
This is one of the better M. Night Shyamalan's movies that he's ever put out. It was concise. There wasn't too much stuff in there where plot was advanced because of someone doing something stupid. It was very methodical. It was much like that movie, The Visit. He didn't go for like over explanations of anything. It was very fluid. James McAvoy, he needs to be given a Golden Globe or an Oscar for his performance. The girl who played Casey, she was amazing as well. And I liked it, and so I enjoyed the movie.
Matt, what are your thoughts on this movie?
I liked the movie up to a point. The beginning of the movie I thought was pretty intense. It didn't start off slow and then pick up. I mean, the intensity of the movie and the mystery behind it stayed consistent, in my opinion. Was the movie considered more of a sci-fi, real-time drama? What was your guys' impression?
I think it was more so like just a psychological thriller.
Yeah, suspense thriller.
Okay, so I agree with that aspect. For those that watch the movie, it's like, hey, was this done in real time or was this done in a different alternative universe?
More or less present day because all of it takes place in Philly and kind of in the Philly area.
Philadelphia.
So they refer to King of Prussia Mall, stuff like that.
There's a part in the movie which is impossible, which I won't get into. That's where it kind of lost me, where it didn't make sense. 2 of the characters in the movie, in my opinion, didn't even really need to be there. They just kind of were there just for a couple words here and there, but they didn't serve any purpose.
You're talking about certain characters, not the main.
No, not the main character, not the main girl. I think they did a phenomenal performance, especially James McAvoy.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the highlight of it all. I mean, just watching him, it's like, okay, 1 second he's one character, 1 second is another. And he did it very seamlessly. The plot of the movie I thought was good, but the execution towards the end, in my opinion, I was like, no. Tries very hard for a twist at the expense of the movie. I get it. That's supposed to be his thing, but I think he tries too hard.
All right. Barry, you're up.
Well, to just echo some of Matt's comments, I just think it was a very zealous movie. The idea is good. Maybe the execution of it isn't so great. I thought the acting was decent, but sometimes there was some unnatural reactions or delayed reactions to certain things. There were a couple of times where the lead characters just kind of stood around while James McAvoy was acting. And I started pulling from other movies. Don't Breathe, 10 Cloverfield Lane, The Call, which was a Halle Berry movie that came out in 2013.
Right.
And also another movie, which was Identity with John Cusack.
Yep. Okay. I was right there too.
The movie also had a lot of center frame shots and also some of the scenes with the doctor kind of pull from Sixth Sense, just the way that it was framed. But
right. It was like a certain angle. It was like a diagonal close shot.
Yeah.
like
So
one shot. Yeah.
I think it is a more successful movie than what M. Night has put out. And I will yield my time to James.
I like this movie. I mean, this movie does remind me of other movies. But like I said before, it just seemed like it's hard to come up with something original. I mean, it was different, but not original. But I liked the movie because, one, I came in with very low expectations because it's M. Night Shyamalan and he's been disappointing me a lot lately.
Wait, you like The Visit, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was decent. We'll get into that later, but the ones before that, yeah. Yeah. I thought the acting was great just because I just pay attention to McAvoy.
Well, let me just say something. I think that Casey and Dennis were the best characters.
Right. I agree. And then the way that they acted off of one another, I thought that was pretty good. I enjoyed it. The other two, they were serviceable. They were there. They did what they were supposed to do. They didn't really do anything that stood out. And of course, M. Night Shyamalan had to put himself in there somewhere. So he was just there. The psychiatrist, she did a pretty decent job as well. Like I said, I was basically focused on McAvoy and Taylor-Joy. And between those two, they did a damn thing. And I think that he needs to be up for a nomination or something. The plot, it was different, which is fine.
Yeah,
I have a soft spot.
I felt it was a little weak early on until I started understanding, because it was like some flashbacks that were just kind of there, and it ties it in towards the end.
I have a soft spot for psychological thrillers that had to deal with multiple personalities. I've written a movie.
You have a soft spot for them?
I like those movies.
Have you seen more than that one before?
Yeah.
Well, even like books like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Right. For example, that. I've seen Raising Cain. This has elements of Raising Cain in it to me a little bit. Identity.
Identity is a great movie.
It takes a lot of skill to whoever the actor is to do that, to play multiple characters, and it takes a lot of skill for the writer.
Well, let me just interject, because obviously working with actors, having to channel one character is difficult. Hey, well, let me just get in my zone, but you have to get in the zone for 23 characters.
Supposed to be.
So that is difficult.
Yeah. So just the performance alone, like for those type of movies, I enjoy. We're going to talk about James McAvoy's acting. Barry, we're going to start with you. And what did you think about James McAvoy's acting?
He is the best part of this film. And I felt that he could have done more when he switches personalities. I like the interaction between him and the doctor. So, again, I thought he was the best part about the movie.
I thought it was brilliant. I like the way his characters were written. He just seamlessly flowed into each one without dropping a beat. And you could easily identify each one of them. When he first went into the doctor's office the first time, you didn't know the quirks of those individual personalities. You kind of saw how the doctor was acting against him, and because he walked in as Barry, started adjusting stuff. He had OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and then even towards the end, there was this like kind of manic joy in just playing his character and stuff. And he didn't play him as a villain or as someone crazy or anything like that. He played him as being each personality, each character was their own person, was their own individual personality. And the one that shocked me the most that he did so well was when he did the female. I forget what her name was.
That female persona was called Patricia.
He should be nominated for an Oscar for this. And unfortunately, because Hollywood hates M. Night Shyamalan, he's not going to get jacked. He's not going to get recognized for it. But
all right, Matt. So what do you think about James McAvoy's acting?
Man, y'all pretty much covered it. He was phenomenal. The transition between characters I thought was for the most part flawless. Each one of them had their quirks and they were very believable. His acting was one of the better ones that I've seen lately. And outside of his acting, I think the writing behind his character is much to be commended. So,
well, let me jump in for a second. Keith might pick up on this, but there was an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation when Picard mind melded with Spock's father, and he had the Bendai syndrome, and then he started basically going through different emotions all in the same scene. That's what some of that acting kind of reminded me of. So one professor acts to another.
He would go from one moment to that, and he would just flow just seamlessly into the next one.
Really? His acting made the movie for me. His transitions between personalities was amazing. When I see an actor that is not from the United States, but yet they could pull off so many different accents so easily and do them perfectly. He had all the accents going.
Because initially the first one, when he got into the car, I was like, oh, M. Night Shyamalan, you've done it again. I was like, I hate this movie already. And then I'm like, because of the way he was talking, it was like very distinct. It was very persistent. And then I didn't realize what the movie was at that point. So he got me on that one. Good job.
I'm so impressed by just that skill alone. Will he be nominated for something? I don't know. And M. Night Shyamalan, do you think he redeemed himself with this movie?
He needs at least 2 more movies like this. I will watch his next film. I won't just instantly go running off to his movies and stuff. But no, he's not redeemed. He's evolved. I would say that. He's evolved as a filmmaker, so I'll give him that.
Okay, Barry?
I believe this movie is a course correction. But this is the M. Night that we want to be out there. I think this is a course correction.
Okay, Matt?
I think it's a step in the right direction. I would still approach his movies with caution, but just because, he's at the plate 7 times and he hits 1 home run, it's still the other 6 that he missed. So That's at my end.
That's a pretty good analogy. Me, do I think? No, I think that, and I'm a little bit harsher than Keith. I think he needs to release about 4 good movies.
4?
4.
He was like back to back to back.
I think he needs at least 3 good movies under his belt. Yeah,
I
I
think
mean, 3
at least
solid movies. I mean, this is a solid movie.
Fuck that. He needs 4. So, in his whole filmography, what is your favorite and your least favorite movie from M. Night Shyamalan? And I'm going to list the movies, so it gives you an idea. We're going to start off from the very beginning to the current day. So, 1999, we have The Sixth Sense. 2000, Unbreakable. 2002, Signs. 2004, Village. 2006, Lady in the Water. 2008, The Happening. 2010, damn, he's been pretty consistent. The Last Airbender. 2013, After Earth. 2015, The Visit. And 2017, Split. Matt, what is your favorite and your least favorite M. Night Shyamalan movie?
Favorite, I will go with Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
Least favorite, but The Lady in the Water I thought was pretty terrible. Sixth Sense was his breakout film, from my understanding. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
I'll say his first big budget film.
He did a couple more before that, but Sixth Sense was a bit the one that.
It was the one that put him on the map. It's like, hey, you know what? I need to watch these movies. But then I think everything else after that, everyone was getting ready for that twist. Lady in the Water, it was very bland. The characters weren't very appealing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of awkward at times. Like, oh, okay.
Okay, Barry.
All right. So I would say that Sixth Sense and Unbreakable are probably the top tier movies. And one of the movies that deserves a 0, aside from Assassin's Creed.
Don't say it.
Oh my God.
Don't say it.
Aside from Assassin's
0.
Creed.
They didn't even write their name on the test.
Hold on.
They just turned it in.
And Gods of Egypt
I would watch that.
is After Earth with Will Smith. That is a
I could
terrible
actually
movie.
watch After Earth.
That is a terrible movie.
What
I could
movie?
watch Gods of Egypt.
After Earth.
After
What
Earth.
is that? Is that the
Never
one
seen
with
that
Will
movie?
Smith's son?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
It was bad, dude.
So the thing about
Nothing redeemable about that shit.
So the thing about having The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable at the top, Sixth Sense is a good movie. Unbreakable was kind of before an era where there were superhero movies. And on top of that, where superhero movies were actually good. So I'll just end it with that.
Okay, Keith.
It's interesting because The Sixth Sense, it took me a while. I didn't watch that movie until after it came to video. And everyone was talking about it. And I was amazed that no one had spoiled the movie for me. So when I watched it, I was blown away by what I saw. And after that, he just went downhill. Though I don't hate The Village as much as most people do. And God help us about After Earth and The Last Airbender. What the hell?
Yeah, The Last
I
Airbender
heard
is
that
also
was
another
terrible.
movie.
Oh,
That
that was
deserves a
horrible. I'm a
0.
huge fan of that show too. But Split is his best movie that he's ever done. He's ever directed.
Okay, so out of these movies, you know what? His filmography is like bookends. That's how I see it. In the beginning, like you have Sixth Sense, you have Unbreakable, you have Signs. Those 3 I enjoyed. Signs, probably out of those 3, I probably didn't enjoy that much, but it was still better than the rest of the crap that comes after it. The Village got me cursed out. Lady in the Water, I don't remember it because I deleted it from my memory.
That was a terrible
The Village
film.
got you cursed out?
Yeah, it got me cursed out, man.
Why?
Well, we were at my wife's family reunion, and they wanted to go to the movie. So they asked me what I want to see, and I made a suggestion, hey, let's go see The Village. So 15 of us go to the movies to see The Village. And yeah, everyone hated that movie, and they all looked at me and blamed me. They was like, man, you ain't never picking a movie again. Like I said, The Village, Lady in the Water, The Happening was horrible to me because, pollen, really?
That was when you realized that Shyamalan's twist meant a crappy movie.
Right. The Visit was decent. I enjoyed it. And Split. That's why I say he has bookend movies. The best of his movies are in the beginning of his career and currently. Everything in the middle is just horrible. Like I said, The Happening, pollen. Just remember pollen.
Pollen?
Pollen. If this was real, I would be screwed because my allergies, it would have been a wrap. Let's go ahead and give scores. So, Barry, what's your score for Split?
Okay, well, I'm going to give this movie a 6.5. And the reason why I give it a 6.5 is that the writing is a little weak. And as I stated earlier, there were some unnatural reactions to issues that were happening in the movie. So when people get kidnapped, they're just standing there. And I'm like, I would probably be trying to run. McAvoy's acting should be commended in the movie. So channeling those multiple characters in the manner in which the movie has him doing it is difficult. And he does a great job at it. I think it's a successful movie, but not a great movie. So again, 6.5.
Matt?
I'd go with 6.5 as well. The same points that Barry brought up regarding the, what did he say, unnatural
Yeah, it's just
behavioral
weird reactions.
characteristics. Yeah, I agree with him. Very unnatural reactions as well as supernatural things that happen. So I think 6.5.
Keith?
It's one of those movies I think I would enjoy watching a second time. I usually reserve 7s for movies I can watch over and over again. But I really did like this movie. I love the twist, but I'll give it a 7.
I give this movie a 7.5. And the reason why I give this movie 7.5, I mean, there were some parts that were predictable. I did figure some things out just because I know how he does things. And I just kind of figured that would be the twist. And I kind of figured it out. But the acting alone, that's the reason why I give it a 7.5. Were there things in here that I didn't like? Yeah. I mean, there were some things in here I didn't like. I don't like how he just forces himself in the movie. I mean, it was just pointless. It didn't serve a purpose. Some of the shots, it was predictable. But that's the Beast Game Podcast. You can find more of our podcasts at beastgame.com, iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also find myself streaming on Twitch at JO7811.